Hey everybody, Andrew with Pew Brothers. Today we got a special guest. We're talking about how to start and more importantly, maintain your GunTube channel. So if you're looking to do firearms on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, we're here to talk about it today. Our special guest today, go ahead and take us off.
Bradley from Shooting with B.
All right, so we've got Bradley here. He's got a couple questions that he's going to throw at us and see what our answers are. Now, he's been doing his YouTube channel for about 9 months. Here at Pew Brothers, we're a little bit more than 2 years in, and hopefully we can provide some insight for you guys to get motivated and start your own channel, or if you're just curious on how one of these pages start. All right, what's our first question?
All right, so we got how many guns do I need to start a channel? Minimum.
So I'd say one. Whether you have a Kel-Tec, and these have been cleared. It's going to grab my face. Kel-Tec P3AT or a SIG X5 Legion. It doesn't really matter what your gun is. I got my motivation to start the Pew Brothers YouTube channel from Tactical Toolbox, and he made his channel almost exclusively off starting with his Glock. So that one handgun, know the ins and outs of it, share those ins and outs on your social media platforms, make your videos on YouTube about different things with it, and that'll definitely get you your start. So I don't think there's, no just one.
Yeah, I think I started mine off with, I think I had a G45, the Glock G45. That was my first one I started with. And then, over time it grows, but you really don't need a lot.
I've had a lot of success with my P365 or P365s, like my ugly group gun, but I've probably did 3 or 4 videos on my P365 alone. I've had some good success with that.
I actually like that group gun.
Yeah, okay.
All right, number 2. We got more range time reviews or tabletop.
Ooh, range time or tabletop. So I do a mix. And this is kind of like where you're trying to go with your channel. So I'm going to tie in a question from one of our viewers here. Give me a second. Let me find it. Trey Slinger says, or I'm going to summarize this. He asked about the testing and trial of videos and how far deep in the weeds you get. So this is a niche thing for me. So I'm not a ballistics guy. I'm not a combat guy. I just kind of give the everyday working man, general educational cliff note on guns. So if I go to the range, it's just my assessment of how the gun shoots and feels to me. I don't really get down in the weeds on that. So I kind of do a blend for that. I go out to the range, see how it is, then I bring it back either to my table here in the house or the back of a truck and kind of break down the field strippingness of it, if you would, and go that way. But there are some guys that make channels off of solely range stuff, and there are guys that make stuff solely off of tabletop reviews. Yep. So I guess it depends on what your audience is looking for.
Yeah, what's available to you,
For sure. Yeah, some guys have a lot of difficulty getting out to ranges. I mean, fortunately, I have a range that I have access to. It falls all the time. No big deal. We're going to keep going. I have a range that I have accessible to me, but life gets busy, man. You can't get out there. Let me grab one of our other questions coming over from Facebook right now. Justin Leonard asked, how do you overcome the challenges of your viewers being throttled for your content? That is huge. I don't know if you faced it in the 9 months, but I've been shadow banned several times where it just seems like dead space starts to linger around my videos and around my content. Yep. On Facebook, I'm banned from doing any type of ads. So my ad account is restricted, disabled, no more, not happening. And the way that I go through being able to mitigate this is I cross-post on multiple platforms. So Pew Brothers is available on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. God forbid something happened to one of those accounts. My Facebook account is significantly larger than my YouTube account, and both of them are significantly larger than my Instagram account. So God forbid anything happened to those channels, I would have a channel to fall back on and generate content out to engage my audience. But I just keep posting, I keep fighting the fight, and I reach out to my followers. If I have an issue with something, I reach out and I'm like, hey, I need you to post this video. I need you to help me out here. I need you to get this stuff out. And I think that's something that the followers of gun channels really do understand, is getting that content out there. He actually had 3 questions here, and I'm going to try to go ahead and answer all of them while we're on Justin's post. Best ways to optimize the algorithm for viewership. So Bradley and I were talking about this before the video started. Going into your analytics for whatever social media platform you're operating off of and seeing when your viewers are active, when their posts are trending the most. If you are posting stuff at 4 o'clock in the morning, your likelihood of seeing increased viewership is nil. Right. I post my stuff every day at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. On my Facebook page and my Instagram page through the Facebook planner, being able to schedule my post. And I try to make sure that I post videos to my YouTube at least every 2 weeks on a Sunday, because thus far, those have been the best metrics that I've been able to see.
Seems to be working out.
It's doing all right. It's doing all right. You guys are helping out a lot. You got to watch this video. We're answering your questions. I got 2 more from Justin. Tips and tools for converting viewers to subscribers. You tell me.
Right.
I'm working on it.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
That's a huge part of this. Not only getting viewers to convert to subscribers, but getting viewers to continue watching. Some of the videos you post, you lose like 80% of your viewership in the first 30 seconds. That's disheartening. When you go back and look at how much time you put into a video. So I use opportunities like this to communicate with my audience and say, hey, I need you to do me a solid and watch this stuff. If you're asking for it, I'm here trying to help you help me. Let's make this a team effort. So what I would say to that, Justin, in not so many words, is communicating with your audience. Yep. Last question with Justin here. How do you afford so much ammo for filming weekly and bi-weekly? So Bradley and I are both going to take a stab at this. I'm going to go first and then let him take it over. I'm fortunate enough to get the opportunity to train on a regular basis. I use a lot of my videos on range days that I'm training. I also have a sponsor, Money Quick Guns. They have provided ammo for me or offer me ammo at a reduced rate, so I'm able to keep my training up, and I'm also able to keep my videos up. So that's how I do it. And you guys doing things for, I guess I'll go ahead and do the plug here. We'll talk about it more later. I get paid off my views on YouTube. From time to time, I put up things for my Amazon store, my Amazon associates. I get paid for that. And on a rare occasion, I get something from an individual wanting me to review a product. They provide monetary compensation. And it's not a ton. All of it goes back to things like this camera we're recording this on, or different equipment for recording, or like the question states, ammo. What about you, Bradley?
Recently I've been trying to limit my shots, try to make every shot count, because ammo is not cheap. By no means not cheap at all. So basically I've been trying to limit my shots. I try to plan everything out before I take my shots and shoot my video and stuff like that. And it's been working out for me so far. So hopefully I can stick to that and it works out, throughout my career.
Justin, the worst thing to happen is you do like a mag dump and you forget to hit record.
Oh my gosh.
that is the sickest thing.
Tough, man.
that I've had happen to me. You throw out like 20, 30 rounds and you look back at the camera and that red dot's not on. That is sickening. All right, Bradley, what we got next?
All right, so I've got POVs or personal camera. And when I mean by POVs, by, chest cameras, GoPros, hat cam, stuff like that. So that was a big thing for me. What do the viewers want to see? More of a POV shot, or do you want to see a second person shot? Stuff like that.
So I'll tell you from my experience, I've had a lot of viewers comment on running like a chest rig or a headpiece, yep. Being able to see what that weapon looks like when it's in action. And it also helps them pick up the different perspectives of how I have my optics set up, or whatever the case may be. And it also adds for some pretty cool shots. You get to see that ejection pattern just popping out to the side. You slow it down, throw some cool music with it. It's kind of goosebumpish for me. Oh, yeah. It lets the viewer see what you're seeing as you're generating this content, rather than just a side pan on camera. Now, I will say that I don't do just exclusively like my GoPros, my POV cameras. I also add a blend in there to be able to let them see side shots. So in every video I take to the range, almost every one, I can't think of one that I haven't, I try to add a blended perspective in there, so we get shots from the side with a camera, and we also get first person shots.
Awesome, that'll work. All right, speaking of cameras, we got camera, what we're using now, or a smartphone.
Ooh, so for the first, P-Brother started in August of 2020. For the first 2 years, I was using a smartphone. I hadn't been ready to make the commitment yet to going out and purchasing a camera. I don't have a use for a camera in any other element of my life. So smartphones are a great way to start. They have a lot of features on there, and if you're really tech savvy, you can mess with the ISOs and all the other stuff. I'm not that guy, okay? I just hit record, and whatever's on there is what you get. But if you are serious about making the smartphone work for you and maybe exclusively using that, never going over to a camera, there are very capable camera systems in modern day smartphones. So you can do nearly all you need to do. If you look at a lot of these YouTubers that are starting out a lot bigger than me, they're like, hey, I started out with a lavalier mic and a smartphone, and that's how I did my videos for X amount of time. Yep. So I think it'll work. And if you eventually want to go over to a camera, I would tell you, being able to see ourselves over here in the side and make sure we're in frame and all that stuff, that certainly is an added benefit. But you said you use your rear face camera, yep. So it's all on what the user wants to do, but you are definitely capable of building a successful social media platform gun tubing with a smartphone.
Yep. I actually started mine out with a GoPro. And then over time, I moved on to my phone. But,
yep.
You know, it's still working out for me. I like
yep.
it. It's still working out. All right, so number 5. As a gun tuber, how active should you be with the NRA, USCCA, and, you know, gun shows, speaking, you know, stuff like that?
Yeah, we hit on this before. So I think the NRA thing is a personal preference thing, and I'll just speak on gun shows. I personally don't go to gun shows, I guess out of a principle thing. You said you go for merchandise, right?
Right.
So I go to gun shows for guns and ammo, and they've kind of became more of like a novelty show where you go and look at the guns that are in your gun shops on an everyday basis, except they're increased 35%, and you have to pay admission to do that. So it's like a gun gallery, more or less.
There you go. Okay, so going back to the gun collection, is showing too much of the same gun a problem?
I don't think so. I think that there are, again, are niche communities out there. Like I have a lot of different guns, and I don't necessarily have a true just cult favorite out of those. But you got some guys guys and girls that totally fanboy over their Glocks or over their SIGs. So that one particular model might be all they care about. You have a lot of people that for their entry part of getting into the firearms industry, they just have this one gun. So I don't think making too much on that gun, you will have viewership on that gun.
No doubt.
Because there's a following for it. I don't care if you have a Taurus G2C or a Staccato XC. If you make videos exclusively about that, there will be viewers that go to watch that video because of the expertise you've developed with your long-standing relationship with that firearm.
Cool. So we got number 7. Going back, well, we're going to monetization. How does monetization work with the gun community?
Ooh.
Tough, right?
Ooh, it's tough.
It's
tough,
man.
All right, so I'm personally speak on this one right here. So Pew Brothers is monetized on YouTube. You're closer to this than I am. Mine's a couple of months back, so I don't exactly remember it. It's 1,000 subscribers,
right?
And 4,000 hours of watch time.
Yep.
And we'll talk about this in the next video, but on YouTube particularly, they only count the subscribers that come over from shorts. They don't count the watch time. So Bradley and I are distinguished in this as he's almost exclusively shorts. If I put up a short, it's just like humorous stuff I steal from somebody else's channel. He puts his original content up, and I do almost exclusively videos. So it was a long road to get there. I think when I was going through the process, I was kind of like Googling how long it takes an average channel to get monetized. And I think somewhere around like 18 to 20 months is what I saw. Here at Pew Brothers, I think we did it in about 12 or 13.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
We're going to make a whole episode on this about monetization and how it works. I'll put a teaser in here.
Right.
Pew Brothers, we make about $60 a month off the videos that we generate. So we'll go into the weeds about how those videos are set up, but about $60 a month.
Not too bad, not too bad. So we was talking about gun shows earlier. I know you said you wasn't really a gun show person.
Yep.
But one of my questions was gun show vlogs, more or less. You know, I was telling you I'm more of a gun show person. You know, I like the community, the area of gun show. But what about you? So
with whatever your audience is out there looking for, so you're going to have people in your audience, obviously, that like have similar ideas to yourself. So there may be people out there that want that kind of stuff. And gun shows, you know, just think of them don't crucify me for saying this, but smaller versions of trade shows. So that might be where you see some of your first items at, right? So there are things that have not hit the market yet in the store that I'm affiliated with at Money Quick, but it may have came other places because of availability. A gun show might be your first chance to see it. The SIG 322s, it took forever for those things to get out to market. Yeah. I still don't know if FN's high powers have made it to shelves. If they have, a gun show is your opportunity to see all these different vendors set up, and the chances of them having something, well, there's more of them, so it's more likely that they'll get something. And you have a lot of big shops that come and set up at these things. So that might be a good opportunity to get your hands on stuff. I haven't seen the FN High Power since SHOT Show. Yeah. Money Quick has a pretty good selection of firearms, and they typically are pretty good about getting stuff that comes out on the market, but that might be your opportunity to get your hands on some cool stuff, whereas your local shop might not be able to get it.
Right, and I was thinking of gun shows more of a bigger opportunity to put out what's new out there, you know, like you were saying about the FN High Power, stuff like that. So if you want to see some new stuff, I mean, I recommend the gun shows.
It also, I think for a YouTuber, it could be a good chance to get some community down.
Right.
We have some shirts and cups and swag and different stuff like that. We're working on some stickers. It could be a chance for, if you want to just go set up a booth at a gun show. I mean, I've never looked at that avenue of doing it. Maybe I will. I don't know. Bradley, you might have inspired me to do something.
I think that's a good idea.
Might be able to. It's definitely it's an opportunity to get a lot of surface area at one time. People are in there looking, and we can give them something to look at. Set up a TV or something. Throw out some free merch. That'd be cool. Good idea.
That's pretty nice. All right, so we was talking about a script earlier, and I was thinking, whenever you make a video, you're gonna have mess ups. You're gonna have rerun stuff like that. So I was thinking, should I always write a script to avoid that kind of stuff?
Ooh, yeah. So I try to do scripts, and I still mess up. I just leave the camera running and hope that I have good enough editing skills to get it out of there. But in all honesty, yeah, I think you should try to do a script. I think you should do a script to hit the high points. Right. Not necessarily a script to lay out everything that you're going to say inside the video, but a script to make sure that you get on the high points. I'm sitting here looking at my Mossberg 500 behind us. I'm going to do a video after this. I did the entire video last week, and I did not even tell people the purpose of why people store their shotguns cruiser ready. Is it important how the shotgun's loaded? No, but we need some backstory. At least I feel like we need some backstory. So yes, if I would have done a script last week, the likelihood of me messing up on that would have been less, I do believe.
I agree.
So yeah, scripts are definitely, I think, the way to go. And if you watch some gun tubers, I don't watch a lot of, like, I'm not a Demolition Ranch guy. I think he makes some great content. They definitely learn how to captivate audiences. I watch a lot of Brandon Herrera stuff, and he puts his bloopers inside there. Maybe one day I'll do a blooper, and you can definitely tell his stuff is scripted because he kind of has it refined down to what he wants to say. So I think a lot of the big boys and big girls are running off scripts.
Okay, not too bad. So we're going to talk about some time right now. I was thinking, how long should my videos last? You know, sometimes I try to push it between 5 and 8 minutes. So what do you think?
Man, I don't know. Right now we're is that 19 minutes? So we had some dead time before this, but we're at 20 minutes on this video, more or less. So it's hard for me to say. I did my pantry video, and the first pantry video I did, the one I didn't produce, it was 40 minutes long. Wow. That is a long time. Like how are you going to keep people captive that long? You got to have some good content. Like you got to tell me some unsolved mystery stuff to keep me watching for 40 minutes.
Yeah, that is a long time.
I try to get videos out there anywhere between the 5 and 15 mark. If I was one of those guys that really got down into the technical specs of stuff, if I was really getting into the weeds with stuff, I can see generating a video that would take you 20, 25 plus minutes to do. Right. On my channel, I typically don't generate that kind of content. I think my average video as it pertains to like a gun review or getting a product out there and just kind of giving you my assessment of it, I think I'm somewhere around the 15, 20 minute mark. Okay. If I'm showing you something like I'm going to show this shotgun here in a second, that video should be like less than 7 minutes from my intro to my outro.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're going back to range time and, reviews and stuff like that. And one of the questions I was thinking is range time videos more effective than tabletop reviews?
I think the range time review gives you a chance to comment on your immediate thoughts about the firearm. Hey, this trigger has it's got a lot of take up. There's a long wall. The reset's terrible. I don't like this. I don't like that. that's the opportunity where you get to make that commentary, and your tabletop review is where you get a chance to consolidate all of your thoughts, bring it back, and give a fair assessment of it. There have been firearms that I've taken out to the range, and one of them comes to mind. IWI Jericho. Absolutely hated the gun. No, sorry, IWI Masada. Absolutely hated the gun. It shook violently every time you pulled the trigger. And I was able to give pretty much my entire assessment of the firearm on the range because I wasn't taking it any further. It had lost all novelty to me. There was nothing entertaining about the firearm. I didn't want to take it any further than that.
Wow,
So there are firearms that I'll take and do like tabletop reviews on. Like I give you some insight. The Bren, the thing that's taking me so long with my Bren to get the content out there. I've shot the Bren a ton. I have tons of content of me shooting the Bren. I really want to take it down and show you just the nitty gritty of it on a table. So that's where I'm at on that.
Nice. I like the Bren too. That Bren is really nice.
I got to start shooting more. I've got like, I don't have, as long as I've had it and as bad as I wanted to push for it, I didn't have that many rounds downrange.
Going back to ammunition.
Yeah, going back to ammunition.
Back to that.
Is that all the questions we got?
That's all I got for you today, brother.
All right. Guys, I think we've kind of committed ourselves to getting a series down for how to become a gun tuber. Look, it's important that you do a couple of different things to support your gun tubers. First, and I have to start doing it at the beginning of my videos. I'll put Bradley's link up here, probably here, because there's a lot of space. Right over here.
Right
there you go. That's also a difficult thing to do. I got to look at the camera to see where there's space at. Right. I'm going to put it right here. I want you to go follow his page. When you go over to his page, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, so when Shooting with B releases new content, you can be the first to know, all right? That's how our channels live and thrive, is off of you subscribers coming over and watching stuff. This is a hobby for us. He's got a full-time job. I have a full-time job. This is a hobby that we like sharing with other people. So for you guys to come over to our page, show some love, watch our videos, leave comments. That's the reason why I do it, guys. I do it for the camaraderie, for the community of saying, hey, you like guns, I like guns. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Am I totally dumb for doing this? What's your opinion? I like just having a communication with it. We got more videos coming. Comment in the post in the comments below what you want to see in our next videos. I know I've got like 10 inboxes on monetization. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to do an entire video about monetization. I'll show you all of my metrics. We'll get through that. We got more stuff coming to you guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, plink responsibly.